Well, somebody parked this in a really stupid position in a really stupid way, didn't they?
Is there any names?
Someone related looks a very lot like me.
Hi guys, just before the main video gets started, got a bit of an announcement to make. Now I have released a couple of images and information on the social media sites about these hats, keyrings and stubby holders. So we do have all of them in stock now. So we've got the green hats, the pink hats, and we've got these 3D rubber keyrings. So they turned out really good. We're very pleased with how they turned out. And we've got the stubby holders or drink holders, drink coolers, whatever you want to call them. So they are all available on our website. There'll be a link in the description. So head there, click on that link, and it should take you straight to the website. Now, with the hats, they come in two different sizes. We've got the low profile and the high profile. So all that is just that means that one there. See, this pink one is actually a high profile hat. Basically, for any kids or people with smaller heads, the low profile ones are better suited. People with a big head, or they like the sitting them up on top of their head a bit more, than the high profile ones are the way to go. So anyway guys, check that out. Currently we're only shipping to Australia and New Zealand. We're still working on getting it organised to ship further than that, but it is a bit tricky just with logistics and working out different things. So we're still trying to work all that out. It's a big learning curve for us, so bear with us while we try and work out the ins and outs of it. So anyway guys, back to the video. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the channel. We've got some wet stuff, lots of it. I had about 40 mils last night, so yeah, and there'll be a bit more today. And basically for the next 10 days, they're talking rain. So not sure exactly how much we're going to end up with. Probably quite a bit, I'd say. But thankfully, harvest is all done. We are just, going to be doing a few odd jobs, things like that. So currently we've got this we need to move out, the gyral, because I will show you, and maybe we'll get Dad to explain a bit more about what's happened a bit later. I don't know where he is at the minute, but we've got a situation. So that's not good. That's leaning on the side of the shed. So we're going to have to fix that. So usually it's not a good idea to stack linseed on top of each other in bags because it doesn't, hold very well, but Dad thought he'd have a crack anyway. So yeah, I think it just caught a little bit when he was backing out, and it's just slowly over time gone over. So anyway, we'll let Dad talk about that one later. So just this minute, we've got to move this out so we can get something in there to deal with that. And make sure we don't wipe out any important things. So we're going to have to dump this here, then use the Deutz to come in here and tidy that up. We've got the truck we've got to move here. Got a little offside here again. You say hello, Eddie. Eddie, say hello. So we've all got our rain gear out. My only rain jacket is this one. So those across the ditch will recognise that. But I think this must have got this jacket when I was over there one time. So anyway, that's my only work rain jacket, so bear with me. Don't get confused, we are in Australia. So yeah, he's helping me today. Got to keep a good eye on him. Oh, you found a frog? Look at that, you did too. He's a bit dirty. Old Faithful. Oh, our temp gauge is pushed through. Oh well. Well, that's taken a little while to build up air pressure, so we'll let that sit. So I got JD back. He was away for a week. Had a bit of a shave. We were both getting a bit untidy there for a while, weren't we?
Oh, it was untidy.
It was harvest beards. So yes, but anyway. It's going to be, everyone's back ready for a wet week where we can't do much other than in the sheds. So that's the way it is sometimes. So everyone, look who's decided to join the fun. Don't leave. I just did a brief explanation that usually you don't try and stack linseed bags on top of each other. But is there a thought process you want to lead us through, or?
Well, somebody parked this in a really stupid position in a really stupid way, didn't they?
Is there any names?
Someone related looks a very lot like me. It was tricky. I thought, oh, I'll stick it one pallet on top of the other. It was fine, but it was just when I dragged the forks out of the pallet, one fork just grabbed a little bit, and it just had a little bit of a lean on it. Well, it's got more than a lean on it now, hasn't it? Eh?
It's progressed.
It's really, yeah.
So
note for you, Matt: don't park linseed on top of it. Well, I did that one, didn't I? That one's all right.
yeah, well, it's just a thing of percentages, you know. It's probably 50% of the time it's okay.
The risk management strategy wasn't very good, was it?
No. Anyway, that's a bit of a funny one. Anyway, guys, I'll put you on time lapse because we don't actually know what we're doing. We'll figure it out as we go. Right, we eventually got it sorted. It's yeah, very tricky dealing with linseed in 1 tonne bags, but anyway, note to self, be very cautious doing that again. Like, it's one of those things that works most of the time you try, and you can get away with it, but yeah, once it starts to go, it's hard to recover. So, also got Rusty here. He's joined us over here. Rusty, hey, he's looking for little snacks, I think. Can you see any mice? Where's the mouse? Where's the mouse? Find anything? Hey. I think he's feeling a bit jealous. Eddie's replaced him in the tractor there with Pop. Hey? Anyway, that's job 1 done for the day. We'll see what else is happening. I think we're still raining out there by the looks of things. Yep. The wind's died off a little bit, which is nice, but yeah, she's still drizzling. Wet. One thing's for certain, I think it's looking likely that we're going to have cotton. So for a while there, we didn't think we were going to get enough moisture to plant cotton, and we're going to run out of time. But so with this rain, it's basically made it, yeah, we're definitely going to have enough moisture to plant cotton. So that'll be exciting. That'll be a development happening in the next few weeks, I'd say, once it dries out. Well, we're here at the place where Brad's house is. So this is where the barley and the cotton is going to go. So the cotton's going to go over there. And yeah, so very glad we finished harvest because that's very wet. But what I'm doing, I'm just here by myself. Just having a quick look. The rogator here's had a bit of an issue. Last couple of times we've used it, where product 1 has been going on and off, like it just randomly won't work sometimes, and we managed to isolate it down to this wire here, and yeah, it all seems to be okay once you wriggle that for a bit. But I've actually just pulled it all off and pulled the plugs apart, checked them out, cleaned them all up, and I'm just about to try it. And yeah, again, it's hit and miss whether it works, so trying it now, it might work fine, but yeah, definitely seems to be a problem here because you could move it, and yeah, I had Brad down here moving it a few days ago, and it was just, yeah, going off and on inside. So definitely somewhere around here. So anyway, I'm just going to test that. But it is nice to have pretty much everything tidied off in the shed. As far as machines, we've got the mother bins in the shed, so it's one of the things that's nice to have them tucked away. So I'm going to fire it up. Well, actually I won't fire the engine up, but I will fire up the Raven and we will see. Right, well, not what I was hoping, but usually it comes up here with what does it come up with? Node 1 product found or something up the top, and it gives you an option to start Viper there, but this one doesn't. It only has those 3 options, and you can reinitialize the CAN system and try it, keep trying it. But yeah, there's obviously, it's not quite right there, so I'm going to go back down, have a bit more of a fiddle and see whether there's anything else I can see, or hopefully I've plugged everything back in. Right, I wriggled a wire. Let's see what happens. There we go. So one found, gives me the option to start Viper, which is what we want. So why, maybe, that's odd. Now, full disclosure, I had the what is today? Today is, I've been forgetting to say that. So today is the 20th of November, and I had a good chunk of last week, or the end of last week, off because I had a stomach bug, which was lovely. I seemed to be the last one to get it in my family, and yeah, that was, I wasn't able to work for a few days, so recovering from that, and then now I think I might be getting the cold that everyone had a little while ago. So I'm a little bit just, I'm not running on all cylinders, if you know what I mean. But anyway, we'll do our best. So I pulled off, because this wire here is product 1, that CAN line. So I thought it was that one because it makes sense, but it could be this one here, which is to another CAN line to the other node, which is this one up here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'll pull this off, pull the wires out of the plugs, and clean up the plugs and clean up all in here. And you can actually, I'll get that out. These pins in here, you can actually pull them right out and then give them a bit more tension. So they're just like a spring-loaded thing that goes over a male pin, and if they are stretched a bit, they don't quite make contact. So I'll also check whether there's any break in the wiring, so I can get the multimeter and just wriggle that around and check that. So bear with me. Right, so we can pull this orange thing out, and that exposes all the pins in there, and we just get a little screwdriver in there or the end of my pocket knife, and we can pop those pins out, and then I'll then I can do some testing with it. Now I do have to be a little quiet. I've got little Eddie in there trying to have a sleep, so if I'm talking quietly, that is why. Alright, what do we do here? So if we go into continuity testing mode, which is, probably won't show on the camera, but you can see the little 3 lines look like speaker lines. That usually means it's continuity testing, so it'll beep when it's connected. So now that these are all exposed, I can just go from green to green, give it a wiggle, wiggle around, twist it around a bit. So that seems okay, and you can also just do a bit of a visual check. Sometimes if you see a little odd bump in it, means the wire might have an internal break, so I'm just going to check that all looks pretty good. Righto, what I'll do now is on these pins here, if I go to the back of them, I don't think it will probably focus, but on the back of them there's a little indent, and if I push on that, it'll close up the gap in the end there, which is what we want. So I just push that all the way in. Check these ends, there's not much you can do. These are Deutsch ends, not a lot you can do. Although I did just notice there's a bit of black on the wiring, which isn't usually a great sign. Looks like it's only just that tip. What I might actually do, not something I would usually do, but just to be more safe than sorry, is I might actually put a dab of solder on that to just help. The resin in the solder will help to clean up that connection and just make sure that is a solid connection on that. Now I will go on a bit of a ramble if I haven't already. Brad's the snap-on man. He likes everything snap-on. He's a fan. Doesn't really bother me that much, but I will say their gas soldering irons seem to be the best I've ever come across. So this is the new style of ones they do, and they've been really good so far. But one of their older style ones, which I think were designed by Weller, and I had one that lasted for like 10 years, and just heats up quick, works super well. So I'm a big fan of the snap-on soldering irons. If you do find you have trouble, they are expensive obviously, but if you do find you have trouble with gas soldering irons that just keep mucking up and not working, it could be worth the investment. Got a nice little magnet on them too, so you can just rest them down on anything, not have to worry about burning a hole in something. Nice and hot already. So seeing as I couldn't find any other problem with them, I figure I'll just do that, and who knows, might be what's going wrong. Very strange though. So I'll fit all this up, and then we'll see how we go there. I think hopefully we're on the right track. Right, let's try again. No go again. I'm gonna have to have a bit of a sit down and think about what's going on here. Very strange. Might even have to get Brad down so he can be moving wires again. Not sure exactly what's going on. We'll keep you updated. Well guys, after some fiddling, I can't get it to play up again, so usually once it gets to that point, you kind of have to leave it, and when it plays up again, look at it then, because you can spend another half a day trying to get it to play up, and you can't really find a problem that's not there. So at least we've got it pretty well isolated. If it is still a problem, but like I said, I've cleaned up everything that I can, so if this doesn't fix it, it could be either modules, so which won't be pretty or nice, but at this stage we can get by just as it is. But yeah, definitely if it does start to play up again, we will look into it again. So anyway, another anticlimactic finish. It's usually the way. Whenever you pick up the camera, you try to do something thinking that, oh yeah, we'll solve this, it'll be interesting, and it turns into nothing really. So it's just the way it is sometimes.